I'm Judy Piper, Judy Swanson Piper, actually. And this is Agnes Harper Gibson. Come up this way. And we grew up together here in the valley, off and on. Our families came to the valley. Well, my granddad came in 3 times from Sweden into La Junta. And in 1910, he came down and bought the ranch that you're going out to. And I found where he paid $75 down. And I thought, well, surely the deed will tell me what he paid for it. And I got there and it says $1. So I'm sure he paid more than that, but there was tax involved, so it was $1.
Yeah, okay.
You know. But,
And that's why Judy's in accounting now.
yeah, that's why
So, Judy, give us your name again, and then Agnes, you introduce yourself.
I'm Judy Swanson Piper.
And I'm Agnes Arco Gibson. And, okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So, my grandparents bought land up here in the early 1900s, probably about 1918. But they immigrated from Yugoslavia a few years prior to that. And they, of course, had to work their way west. So after earning enough money to come west, they first went to the gold mines out in Colorado, where they had to work. And then when they got enough money and started looking around to buy land, they bought land here because it reminded them of Yugoslavia, where they came from. So they farmed and had one of the first stores in the Moreno Valley. Now, this was after Elizabethtown had come and gone.
Yeah.
And so their store is halfway between here and Angel Fire, and it was called the Mid-Valley Store. Eagle Nest did not exist at that time, and neither did Angel Fire. And the storefront is still there, and my brother lives there. So when you're driving down towards Angel Fire, the road makes a big bend. And that's because the Highway 64, used to go straight, although it wasn't Highway 64 then, and made a 90-degree turn in front of my grandparents' store. And
I'm going to jump in here. I remember going to your grandmother's grocery store, and they had the cans on the shelves, just like you see in the movies. And they had the meat counter, which was wood, and the meat was inside. You had to tell her what you wanted, and she cut it up and distributed it. But I remember that so vividly.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the store that's off the highway right up the hill? It's still up there?
it's not up the hill. It's
Okay.
it's about 5 miles down the road. The road makes a bend. It looks like the road used to go straight, and it did. It's still a dirt road there, and it's not in very good shape, so I wouldn't recommend driving down it, although people do use it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
Okay.
What year would that be?
That was probably in about 1920s,
Okay.
about the time they built the dam for Eagle Nest Lake,
Okay.
which was 1918. That got finished. And so the most of the buildings have been taken down because my brother, they were in pretty bad shape.
It's on the screen right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
Right.
There.
And
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
so anyway, they had, initially the cabins were, quote, modern cabins, and they rented them to people that came fishing in Eagle Nest Lake.
Okay.
And the reason they were modern is they had electricity. There was an outhouse, and there was a bathhouse and all that stuff, but you didn't have any facilities in your cabin. You had to go out for everything.
Did they have a dance hall?
Right. And the big building was the dance hall on, if you happen to drive out there, I don't know, see that big building where the trees are back there?
This one here or
Oh.
this one?
Actually, that's not it.
It's the one back.
No.
No,
There's the Arco Farm there.
the Arco Farm.
It is.
Okay.
It's the building on the left.
Okay.
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
yeah, it's okay.
Right, where they had dances on Saturday night and Catholic church on Sunday morning. So Catholic church in the valley until the West got started and they moved over. They moved everything over here.
Where's the main highway?
Well, let me back up for you. There's 64 here, and this is the road you were talking about. That's really
Right,
Yeah.
that made the 90-degree turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That comes in by that county barn down there.
a county barn.
Or
Yeah,
the
the
middle
firehouse.
highway. That road.
Oh, this
Right.
this is the fire department here, right here.
Yeah. Right there.
Okay. So where were we?
Well, one of the stories, I don't want to
That's
usurp
okay.
your
That's okay.
train of thought.
Jump in.
But I some of the stories I've enjoyed hearing from both of you. One of the ones is Judy, your grandmother saying, or was it your mother saying, we can come back when they get electricity?
Oh, that was my mom.
Tell that
Yeah.
story, please.
Okay. So when my dad was in the military and he met my mom and he brought her up, they got married and he brought her up here on their honeymoon and she said, yeah, nice place. When they get electricity, we can move there. So we moved here in 1952 when I was 5 years old. And we had one light bulb in the middle of the ceiling, but you could pull the string and the light came on. But she had grown up in Arkansas with no electricity and she was going to go back to that.
But your dad was second generation here and you're third. And
Right.
Judy, you were saying you're fourth generation here.
Well, only because of my great grandmother
But
that
still.
had the boarding house in E-Town.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
And I was going to clarify that a little bit. This is my great grandmother with all her
Family.
all her grandkids.
Oh, her grandkids. Well,
And this little one right there is my dad.
Oh,
And
So
for our viewers, can you show the cover of the book and say what it's called, and you can buy it here at the museum?
this is Lure Lauren Legends. And this is my grandparents on their wedding day up in La Junta.
Great.
Anyway,
anyway,
back to you.
well, where was I?
I think we're in the 50s.
We're in the 50s, yeah. And so
What did Dad come out to do?
what did I come out to do? To help his parents on the farm. But once he got out here and found out farming was no longer what it used to be, he went to work for the county, maintaining county roads. And a lot of these roads around here were improved while he was part of that because he was the first full-time county employee they had up here working on roads. And anyway, so Judy and I went to Cimarron High School together. Well, we went
To the elementary,
Right.
A lot of it.
a lot of it, right? And graduated.
Qualify that. My mother was a teacher. She didn't want to teach me, so she took me to Cimarron my first year or two. And then we came up here and went forth.
Right. And the reason they came back up here because she no longer was in the first grade.
Yeah, my mother was the first grade teacher.
And anyway, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Pardon?
Sorry.
That's okay.
you were saying you went to Cimarron High School together, sort of.
Well, no, Judy lived in Cimarron a lot of the time when you were going to high school. And I rode the bus
I was mortified. My mother wanted to go with me to high school. I didn't want her to, but she went anyway.
So, I went to Albuquerque and went to Drawn's Business College because we got TV in 1952. I'm sorry, not 52, 64. 52 is when we moved here. 64 is when we graduated. And my dad was also, there was a group called the Moreno Valley TV Association that put the antennas up on Touch Me Not to bring in TV. Was it Baldy? Baldy.
Those are mountains.
Right.
For those that don't know, those are
Right.
mountains.
And it was a
right?
repeater to
Jack's, let me jump in there. Jack's favorite story.
Oh, please tell me.
When we got the TV, my mother was in the house with the TV. I was in the barn, and when they'd send a signal, and of course by binoculars they could see, if the signal was good, the doors were open on the barn. If they were not, they were closed. And my mother relayed to me, and I relayed.
That's a great. I love that story.
But you needed to go open the doors because the signal was bad.
They were adjusting the antenna.
Oh, that's so.
I stayed in the loft, and mother was down in the house.
That's so funny. So it was antenna by barn door.
There you go. Yeah.
That's great.
Well, there was an antenna at the house, and of course, when she got a good signal, then I'd let them know, and it went on, and we got TV. It was
Right.
wonderful.
Mhm.
Had to go to Raton to watch TV when we were younger.
I don't know. We didn't.
I remember the TV in the front window of the Montgomery Ward store in Raton.
That's,
That's awesome.
anyway. So,
In the 50s and 60s.
what?
We went our separate ways.
Oh, you mean in the 60s? I went to Albuquerque. Oh, because we got TV. There was a TV show called The Ann Southern Show. It was about, she was a secretary in a high-rise building downtown New York. And when I saw that, I said, that's what I'm going to grow up and do. So when I graduated, I got that Drawn's Business College in Albuquerque was giving out scholarships, and I got it. And I went to Albuquerque, went to Drawn's, and went to work as a secretary for a law firm downtown Albuquerque.
That is so awesome.
She was our valedictorian.
Oh,
Of our class.
Well, and you were our salutatorian.
No.
No, you weren't?
No, Tom Hollis was the salutatorian.
No.
I was voted most likely to succeed. And I didn't. But it's okay.
Rob was voted most likely to take a life in his senior life.
But you told me the other day that Agnes was a top-notch secretary in her career.
Oh, yeah. She had that down pat. I have 12 hours in shorthand, and all I can do is at thee. And I'm sure she can do much better than that.
Well, I used to be able to.
At me and that.
Yeah.
You can do those. You can do that.
So Agnes, there's more to your story because Scott comes into your life at some point. You move out to the left coast.
Right.
Not
When I
Scott
was
the fire chief in Eagle Nest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So while I was working in Albuquerque, I met Scott, and he was the company he worked for did reclamation, and they were doing work on the some of the mines out towards Grants and Gallup, and they were like 5-year projects. But then when that project ended, he found another job out in California. And he was from California, so he was anxious to get back to California. And that was rehabbing the Hercules gunpowder plant in Oakland, that land. And so he went out there, and I followed him. And of course, California is totally different than New Mexico. So it was a good experience as to what the world is like. But I got my opportunity there to work downtown San Francisco. And back in those days, San Francisco downtown was, you could walk on the streets day or night and it wasn't a problem. I wouldn't want to work down there now, but it was a good, and so I was working downtown for a law firm in the Bank of America building downtown. And then that job ended and we moved back to New Mexico and here we are.
It's interesting to note that was, if you're familiar with the Mad Men series, that was that era in office buildings.
Yeah.
Okay. So Judy needs to finish her story.
California is the place you ought to be.
Been there, done that.
Well, I have a question. When you came back, what was it like for you to see each other again? Because you
Well,
went to school
Judy wasn't
together,
here
grew up
right then.
together.
I don't think you
We
were.
came in 94. 93, 94. Bert got here before I did.
Oh, so you were back here because we moved back in 98.
But it was just old times again.
But you went to school in California, right?
Me? Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I graduated from San Diego State in 1974.
That's funny. Y'all both went to California. Grew up here, both went to California, and then came back.
Well, because this is the best place on the whole wide world.
That's it. That's it. That's
But
right.
there was another state that you landed in.
Yes. I went to an old school reunion in 83, I believe. And I ran into Bert Piper. And one thing led to another, and that December we got married. And he took me to Arizona for 10 years. So I've been to California for 10 years, Arizona for 10 years, Raton for 10 years, and now we're back here. Of course, you come home to take care of your parents. And that's where we were at. They were to the stage where they needed the help more and more, so we came back. But
Sorry
anyway,
about that.
back to mine. In 1910, the place out here that we're going to is didn't have a house. So if you can imagine, this is what they moved in. They moved that building in from Black Lake. And there's 2 stories about that.
Black Lake's on the way to Mora?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's 2 stories. One brother said it was a sheep herder shack. And the other brother said it was a joint. So it was a bar and, dance hall and that kind of thing. And they may, after we took all the history of the area down in Black Lake, it could have been both. So anyway, they put that house and then they added to it. The front part of the house was added later. Let's see, where do I want to go from there?
How did they get it here? Because I know that it wasn't on an 18-wheeler on Interstate 90.
That is a mystery. I don't know.
Really? Wow.
I'm assuming
Mules.
they took it down
Mules?
and built it back up.
So piece by piece, maybe.
Or sections.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no insulation in the house. None. So the winter times were horrid. But
Now, is that the house that I'm thinking of with, you've got all the older appliances in it?
uh-huh.
Oh, that's so
We're going to
neat.
see.
We're going to see
When we're
today.
gonna go,
Good.
Really cool.
we're gonna take you there and let you walk inside.
Is that the same ranch where all the cows died?
No,
Oh.
that was the Kletke's, and they're down by the blinking light.
Okay.
Our ranch is across the way from the American Creek Ranch.
And how did your family come to have that ranch?
Well, Granddad bought it.
Oh, you were saying that.
1910.
For the quote unquote dollar.
And he
Yeah.
got it from Thomas Jackson.
That's what I said. Okay.
And if you know the history of the area, that hill is called Jackson Hill. And now you know why, because Thomas Jackson owned a place right there in that hill.
That's where the quarry's at now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and well, it's on this side of the quarry.
Judy, you may be telling them folks over there, I don't know, but so you had dairy as well.
Granddad had Brown Swiss, and he had a dairy. He shipped the milk and cream in cans, which you'll see in the barn, with the label still on them, to Trinidad for processing, and shipped them by mail. And that's another funny little story. The mailman, somebody in Black Lake asked the mailman, "Can you bring me a 10-pound bag of flour? I need some flour." And the mailman said, "Oh no, I can't do that. Can't do that." So the guy got on the Montgomery Wards and he ordered a 100-pound sack of flour. And the mailman had to deliver it.
Whoa.
I thought that was always the funny story about the mailman. Let's see. Anyway, back to the ranch. Granddad also raised beef. And Grandma made butter. They raised lettuce and all the cabbage crops and that kind of thing.
Chickens, eggs, pigs.
Yeah, I remember gathering the eggs because I wanted something, I had to go gather the eggs. So it was an all hoopy deal. Granddad delivered meat from here up to Baldytown. And when he delivered the meat, he had, it was a Model what? Model T, Model A.
Yeah.
And they had to back up into that town because
Gravity
of
feed.
the gravity
Gravity
feed.
feed.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
thought that
That would
was
have been a T, I think.
I found a book where they were getting, I think, 15 cents a pound for beef.
When we see that house she's talking about, there's a big, beautiful tree in front of it. And it was planted by her mother
Oh.
right in front. There's a little tiny thing and it grew up to, you'll see it, it's gorgeous.
So your ranch is 3 generations and your great-grandparents were where? I got lost.
My great-grandmother had the boarding house
That's
up in Eaton.
E-Town. And you
The one Jack says that had red light. She didn't. I don't, if you look at the picture of her real close, I don't think she'd be anywhere near red light district.
Probably not. Your mom
I
was
just got-
always admitting that anyway.
My mother would have died.
Yeah, your mother would.
Tell them about the recent development in the last week.
Oh, well, a man called all over the valley to find me. And when I finally got the word to call him, he's a scout for the movies. So he came and I took him on a ranch tour, took him inside the house and the barn, and we may be in a movie that's set in Montana. The movie is produced by Ed Harris,
Oh.
Yeah.
who was in Appaloosa, and he's now in Dutton.
Mm-hmm.
He's the bat on Dutton.
Connected to Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
So there's a chance there's that connection on this.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, and my neighbors now, the neighbors also were taped by him, and so he's taken a picture of their house and barn. Now, the neighbor kids and I were like Mutt and Jeff. Linda sent me a picture, and they're short stock, and I'm about, I look like giant compared to those girls. They were always small, but same thing, they were farmers and did what they had to do. But the boys, I think, somewhere had a, what do you call it? Help me. The whiskey.
Still.
A still, thank you. They had a still and they took their product down to Dawson and sold it down to the miners. On Friday, they would take it down. I know the revenuers came to see Granddad, and he knew nothing. Nothing. He'd never seen anything like that. Nothing. He always had moonshine.
Yeah. It was delivered by the postman.
Yeah. Must have been. But,
Do y'all both still have family in the area?
I have a cousin that lives in Cimarron, the last of the Swanson people. And that's about all I got.
Yeah, the Arco farm. My niece sells eggs from the farm up there still, and my brother and his wife, Leon Bard, they farm here and also in Maxwell.
And they live at where your grandparents' store was, or your parents' store.
Yeah, Leon Bard.
Is that your parents or your grandparents' store?
Grandparents?
Grandparents' store. Okay.
Aaron, their daughter, with the Arco eggs, lives where my parents lived, where I grew up.
Okay.
Up the road a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. When we were growing up, we had to entertain ourselves. So Richard, who's another, Richard and Agnes and I were born within 2 weeks of each other. I was June 2nd. Richard was the 26th of June. And Agnes is the 5th of July. So we're boom, boom, boom. So we celebrate everybody's birthday once a year.
Well, happy belated birthday. Happy early.
But Richard's father and mine gathered all the ice skates they could find, this from here and there. And we learned to ice skate on the lake. Wow. So he had all the skates, and the kids would come and get skates, and we'd learn how to skate. Went wading in the little Hewitt Creek. Mostly that's what I remember, my dad one time, because the place had been old and, he was tired of fixing old tires, paid me a penny a nail to pick up the nails one time. I finally got so many nails that I was throwing a handful for a penny. It was terrible, because evidently whatever they were doing, if it fell, it was right there. And you never threw anything away. There's still things under the granary that we'll take you to that, you might need that someday.
Oh, yeah.
So it's there. Somebody came one time and found buggy springs. Pear-shaped buggy springs under the granary.
And so I want to hear, if we've got time, I'd love to hear more about what life was like in the day. Agnes, you were saying that there wasn't a store other than your grandparents, because Angel Fire wasn't there, Eagle Nest wasn't here. So how did you get to and from? Well, I mean, how did you get to and from? What'd y'all do?
Okay, that was back in the 20s and 30s.
Sure.
Eagle Nest got started in the 1920s after Eagle Nest Dam got finished.
So not too long after.
Right. So Eagle Nest and the Moreno Valley High School was halfway between here in Angel Mid-Valley. It was also down there. So they had a high school. I mean, my dad always said he went to school one day and they couldn't stand him, so that was it. But he did graduate from high school.
Wow. So that your grandparents put that store out in the middle of nowhere, and then pretty soon there's a high school there.
Right, because of the farmers and everybody in the area.
And this town came up. I mean, that was a huge boom for your grandparents and parents to experience. Both of you had to have been crazy here in the valley to see that change.
Well, we didn't think much of it. I mean, it was just the way things were. So
We walked to school in the snow.
Uphill both ways. Is that what you said?
well, no, I truly did walk in the snow because my parents, I grew up about 3/4 of a mile from the highway, but the bus did pick us up at the highway. But in the wintertime, that was before we had the county maintaining roads to open the roads and stuff, and that was mainly then why my dad.
Yeah.
So do you remember tourists coming to the store, or do you remember an increase in?
Well, see, we didn't hang out at the store because we lived up the road.
Yeah.
My grandparents were at the store, but
so you were busy working on the ranch, the farm, or whatever.
Well, and going to school.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had chores to do before we went to school and after we came home. But there was a sawmill there in that area. That's why once the Eagle Nest got started and the tourists started staying over here, mainly it was people working in the sawmill that rented the cabins.
Okay.
So when you ladies were teenagers here in high school, what did you do for fun? What was the recreation?
Well, I usually ended up going out to cold beer, they call it now, the old Colfax. There was an old bar out there, and they had like a dance hall. I remember trying to roller skate in that place, and that was something else. But we'd go out there on Saturday night and dance. They usually had a band from Raton and did that. We square danced, if I remember right. Down
And how did you get from place to place?
Well, we drove. Mom and Dad.
Well,
Mom,
like
Dad.
I'm looking for what kind of cars were they? And
Oh, okay.
Because the highway wasn't there yet.
Oh yeah, oh yes.
Oh, it was by then?
Yeah, the highway's been here since the people had to do
it.
Well, but your grandparents put the store there. Got the store, put the store before the highway. So the highway had to come in.
Well, it was a dirt road.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, was what's US 64 now. In 19
Yeah.
Prior to 1926, it was designated as US Route 480. But the road was here. So like
the road, but not the highway.
right, Route 66 and Route 64 was just a collection of dirt roads that they numbered, and so the roads were there, obviously. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
When my granddad bought the place, I think it was close to a section, if not a section. And he gave land to put the highway through. But
How long did it take to get to the Cimarron High School by bus?
About 45 minutes.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
we stopped in New Park. And,
Well, we had to pick up people along the way.
yeah.
Or students, I should say. People.
Pick those other people up.
Yeah.
You guys are doing good. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's awesome.
now, Judy, I asked you a question last week that I really really interested in the answer. It was, when you look back over the early days, what do you miss now? Do you remember the question in your answer?
Yes, I do. And the piece that I miss really is the people in the valley all knew each other. They all helped each other. When somebody needed something, it didn't matter who it was, they came to help. I want you to note that high school that they built, the people in the valley built it. They were the ones that put the logs up to make the school. So it was the camaraderie. I remember one Halloween, and I think I got in trouble, but they had a masquerade ball. And everybody in the valley came. It was, it was camaraderie. They had it at the school, at the gym, but everybody was there. And everybody knew everybody. And we helped each other.
You said something to me that expanded the geography your neighborhood. And he said even people in Cimarron were considered neighbors, just like people
Yes.
very close to you.
Yes.
Are there any pictures of the school
Yes.
in here? Okay.
It's in here. Let's see. Well, this is it right here.
Oh, on the back.
On the back.
Agnes, what do you miss
What do I miss?
the most?
Comparing the old days to today in Eagle Nest.
Well, I didn't hang out much in Eagle Nest.
Working and going to school.
Because you know, we were, I don't know what I miss. Probably the fact that, like Judy said, we knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody. Now, you know, there's more people here I don't know than I do know.
We used to babysit. I remember babysitting for the Levises, and they're the ones that started Angel Fire
Right.
Resort. 50 cents an hour. We babysit for 50 cents. And we did it a lot.
Right. Well, and I cleaned motel rooms here in Eagle Nest for 75 cents an hour.
All right.
Got a raise.
Right. Well, motel room cleaning was more strenuous than babysitting. Because usually at babysitting, by the time we got there and they were going out for the evening, the kids had already been fed. It was just a matter of if they woke up, somebody was there.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just curious because your grandparents had the Mid Valley store. So when T.D. Neal started here, he put a mercantile store here. Was it a direct competition? I mean, did they have a meat market and stuff like that here, or was it yours more of a grocery store kind of thing?
well, T.D. Neal also had cabins.
Yeah,
well,
right.
my grandparents had cabins too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know that my grandparents looked at it as competition.
Okay.
It was just another place.
It was right. It was
Yeah.
just another place.
We all got along. It was not a big
So
deal.
can you tell us the location of TD Neal's in relation to what's there now in the village?
The park.
The park.
Yeah, it was there where the park
And
is.
the wall that's leaning against this building on this side is what's left of the T.D. Neal.
Yeah, it was here in '97. Well, here in 2000 when we were here.
Well, that's right until they tore it down and built the park.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, his home and the mercantile store were both there,
Mm-hmm.
but the cabins were gone, and they had put it in a motel, and that got torn down. Right? Yeah.
We're going to get to see some of Judy's heritage pieces, the milk cans and the other things you're going to show us. Do you have any leftover pieces of your grandparents' store or anything?
Well, yeah, my brother lives there, and my niece lives where my.
Yeah,
I mean, you could go out to the Arco farm and you can see. What else?
You can buy eggs there.
You can
well,
buy
yeah,
eggs
but
there.
I meant like the milk cans or like in like post office. You know, the things that they used back in the day, are they still there?
The meat
Brother
case
lives?
is still there, as far as
Oh.
I know.
Oh, it is?
This is what she's looking for. The meat case.
Oh, well, that's down at the store place. Yeah,
Yes.
you would
Yeah.
have to. Yeah,
But you can't go see it, but
Right.
it's there.
That's what I was
It's
just
there.
curious if any of it had survived.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the meat case that you were talking about where your
Yes.
grandmother
Wow.
would cut it up and everything, you still have
Well,
that?
well, see, what's really there is the candy case,
Oh.
the glass candy case.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I don't know where the
How?
other stuff. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been in there lately.
Oh, but that's
What's it?
lovely.
And I mentioned Judy's house. The original house is filled with things like those old wooden radios. Right.
Oh, yeah, they're
And
gonna
the
get sick.
kitchen is circa I
Tube
don't know what.
radios, yeah.
Yeah. What year are all the most of the appliances in the kitchen? Like 50s?
Probably that or less. Except
40s,
for
50s. But the whole house is filled with artifacts from the era. You're gonna
That's
see
the
it there.
first store in the area, Judy. I would love. I mean, sorry, Agnes. I would love. And I was going to say, maybe even if Judy could help you to have some pictures of if the meat cases or the candy front
Yeah,
is left. If we could get pictures of that, I get that we can't go see it. Your brother lives there, but if we could capture some of that history and have here in the museum, that would be so awesome.
Okay.
I should tell you about the TD Neal store. It had the first phone. It was the only phone in the valley if you needed to get out. And my granddad had stock in the Eagle Nest or Moreno Valley telephone company. So it was the first one to have that. And then we got party lines.
Which that is that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had that in Arkansas.
And the telephone booth
Booth
is
is-
that white building or that white block of wood
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, we salvaged that when they were tearing the store down.
Working
Yeah, we got the phone booth and it's out underneath the shed roof out here. And if you look at it, go over and take a look at it. We haven't set it up as display yet, but it's got telephone numbers written all over the place, and names and addresses.
See, there's got to be some stuff like that somewhere left of your grandparents' store, and if we could just get pictures, that would be awesome.
Well, we'd have to talk to my brother's wife, Barb, about that.
I totally
I'll take care of
understand.
that.
That's why I was bringing Judy in the loop.
All right.
The TD Neal Mercantile, was that white building that sat on that corner right
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was still there in the 70s.
Yep.
Right.
It was there. It was they tore it down in
When they built the park, whatever year that was.
yeah. What was that would have been a 2007, 2008.
I met two girls that were potters in the 70s that sold pottery out of that building until the winter, and it got so cold they couldn't.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I've got an old picture of the old amber colored, that there was a photographer that used that building in the 70s.
Cool.
Yeah, so the mercantile building sat on the corner, and then centered in where the park entrance is right now is where his home sat in there. So, and that was a Chamber of Commerce office
Yes.
for up until the village acquired the park.
I remember the tourist court behind there.
Yeah,
That they tore down.
yeah, yeah.
And I just find it fascinating that before that was your grandparents' store and what forethought they had to put it in the middle of the valley between where Angel Fire and Eagle Nest are now. And
But that's where their land was, right?
right. But I meant though, they just, that's just fascinating, and that we get to hear from you two that lived that before the mercantile store was built, before 64 was paved, before all of this. You guys have the visual memory and lived it. What a treat this is.
Yeah, exactly.
When we went for groceries, we usually went to Raton because Taos got more snow than Raton did.
Well, and Raton had better grocery.
The courthouse, and it had all the things that we need for the county. The county seat at one time was in E-Town. And
Yeah.
it's been to Springer.
I think it's had like 4 or
Yeah, Raton went down to Springer and took it by gunpoint, by the way, and moved it. So I got nothing to add to what you guys are doing, so I'm just going to close that thing up. So
Rob had asked you, but I didn't hear. What were the vehicles that y'all would go get groceries in, or what? And the buses were different back then. Even that you rode to school in. They were for me in Arkansas in the 50s and 60s.
Well, they're really pretty much the same.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
from here to Cimarron, we rode in a 12-passenger van back then when we went to high school.
Well, that's interesting.
Because there weren't that many of us.
Yeah.
I
Have I interrupted you?
No.
No, we're just wrapping up a little lecture.
learning
But you're
this.
welcome.
History of the area from these ladies that are 3rd and 4th generation.
Oh, terrific.
Dottie.
Anyway, we'll
You guys want to go?
Yeah,
I'll
we're
hang
gonna
Take a
here.
caravan up
restroom.
and head out there.
Yeah.
All
Be
right.
sure and go to the bathroom. There's no facility.
If you want to know.
All right, we're making the turn here into Piper Ranch. This is our second ranch today, and you didn't get to see the first one because that family doesn't really want filming on their ranch. But that doesn't mean you can't see it. You can see it if you come to the next one of these ranch lectures and field trips. We might have another one this summer. You never know. Stay tuned. But look at these lovely yellow flowers. I'm not sure what they are, but they're lining the drive. There's her barn out there, and off in the distance on the right is the red roof of the house that we talked about, where her mom planted a tree and it grew up into a big one. I was saying to Deborah and Jenny, you can see why some movie people want to shoot a movie out here and pretend it's Montana. It's been done before. I think I mentioned to you over between Angel Fire and Guadalupita, Mora. There's an area where a lot of Lonesome Dove was filmed, and you were supposed to believe it was Montana, but it really was New Mexico. And also a lot of Longmire was filmed here in New Mexico, and you were supposed to believe it was Wyoming. And we all believed it, didn't we? You know, this is a wonderful thing of, you know, you want to understand history from the people that lived it, from families that lived it generation after generation. This video today is your ticket to that. I'm looking over there and I see the side-by-side that they have, and I remember from last year, Judy's husband drove me around on that side-by-side, because that was before I got my my hip replacement surgery, and I was in a lot of pain using a cane. And here we are, and get the other camera, and we'll do the grand tour. Yeah, it used to be the granary, and that's why the boards are like they are.
Oh, okay.
It held the grain in to keep it from falling. Yeah, you're welcome to go into the granary and look. It's got lots of old junk. So I think my ice skates are in there.
Oh, wow.
There's an old drill. You want me to hold your puppy so you can go in?
Just speak.
Okay.
Colfax Gazette.
Come here, Boop.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, watch out.
And
She's
give
gonna give you a
kisses.
kiss every time.
Give kisses. I know you used to give kisses. Hi, Abby. Are you having fun today, Abby? Tell me the truth. Is it fun today?
Kisses. Give me kisses.
Here, I'll take her so you don't have to hold her. She's a wiggle worm.
She's all right. She's all right. She can't hurt anything, as long as nothing hurts her.
Yeah.
Then we have a building over here from a couple of centuries ago, right? Yeah, it's not this one. It's the one behind it.
Other side. Okay.
One on the other side. Well, there's a hand-dug well right there. And that's the wash house where we used to wash clothes.
So we got new
And
and the
there's
old
a
right
shower,
next, right
yeah.
next to each other here.
Yep.
Was that an outhouse?
No, it was a wash house.
Oh,
That's where we did
makes
our
sense.
wash
Yes, makes sense.
and then hung on the clothesline. I see there, the building is in the middle of the clothesline, but yeah, that and the well is hand dug.
Okay.
You know, we can still use it, but Dad had another one put in right behind the fence.
And
So,
What is this concrete marker?
that is an old horse hitch from Cimarron.
Horse hitch from Cimarron.
When they took up the sidewalk and replaced it, my cousin saved that and brought it up here.
Oh, that's cool.
On the other side, there's a ring for your
Yeah,
reins.
horses. Yeah.
So
like a mom playing
you'll have to watch your step. There's
Okay.
prairie dog holes all
Yes, I
over
see
the
those
place.
holes. Were there always prairie dogs around this?
They come and go.
Oh, okay.
Once in a while, the plague gets them and they're gone.
Okay.
And then they come back.
That's still a good wheel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good wheel.
Maybe, Judy, I'm thinking about something you were telling me that was out here in the front
Well,
where the sidewalk ended there. Or my memory could be faulty.
no, it's okay. Let's come get them out of the. Well, there's a rabbit right there.
Look at that. Hello.
Hello, rabbit. Yeah, the story out here is my mother was looking for me when I was about 2. I was looking, and she looked all over, and she looked up, and I was down under the feet of the draft horses down in the field. My granddad turned and said, "Don't scream."
That is the story. And then they built
Then there's a fence.
A fence was put
That's
up
why a
because
fence.
of your rambunctiousness.
Yeah.
I knew there was a story. I was right. I'm not crazy.
And then we got a fence.
I'm
Well,
so excited.
there's lots of things to see. You're welcome to look. Open doors.
So the building you talked about for Black Lake?
Yeah, it's the back side of this house.
Backside
This
of
living room and bedroom were added later. My dad says he remembers his grandmother having a wake here in this living room.
Oh my goodness.
And I'll open some of these things. I didn't get the chairs put down, but there's an old phonograph here. And I understand that phonograph came up on a toboggan.
Can you wait? Hang on. That's important.
Little bitty closets. Yep. And this little cabinet's got among other things, lots of things to see.
Yes.
I love this old Hoosier cabinet. My grandmother's table too. Her chairs were yellow.
This looks like something military.
I think that's an astrology thing.
No, this one right here.
Oh, this one. Yes, my dad was in the Army Air Corps.
Okay.
So they have 2 very large freezers. We're not hearing one there. And you need to keep in mind, if you cross the Pipers, they have ways of dealing with you.
What are
Oh, you are so rotten. I want to show you that little stove over here.
Yes.
It has a deep well. If you enjoy your crock pot, there is the old-fashioned crock pot.
Oh.
You put your
Where in the world
meat and vegetables in there, and it cooks all day while you're at work.
Look at this. I would love to just find one of these.
Yeah.
To keep flour in.
The last gas man that came through would like to have the stove.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure. Every bit of it.
And then this is the broiler.
Yeah.
Tile there. My folks have that same tile in there.
And then this one is the storage area.
Wow.
I must have been my mother's nightmare because I got in this cabinet when she looked for me one day.
Oh,
no.
And I didn't answer, but I
That
finally.
reminds me of a Christmas Story, that movie where Ralphie's little brother got in the cabinet, almost identical to that.
Yeah. And of course all the Fiesta ware. Oh yeah.
Your husband had us open that, so I'm gonna get close. Yes, look at all that.
So big.
Well, I'm glad you came, Janelle. Fantastic.
I haven't been here in so long.
This is just one of her neighbors.
This refrigerator has never been turned off. You can open it. It's still on.
Is it really?
Open it.
I got a few. Yeah, that's cool. Wow.
I need to come down and defrost it, but it's still running.
Do you remember all the dates?
And was this house built here, or did they move it from somewhere?
This part of the house came from Black Lake.
Just this part?
Just this part, this long part,
This long part right here?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And this part in the front was added later.
So where did
Because
they get it from Black Lake, or who? Did they buy it from somebody?
I'm sure they did. They had to buy it.
Yeah.
One brother said it was a sheep herder shack,
And
and the other brother said it was a bar and dance hall and that kind of thing. But it got moved from Black Lake down here.
I remember that
Sam
story.
couldn't remember,
Yeah.
Elliot couldn't remember.
And what else was I
Everybody
going
said 1920.
Now there was a house down where Nancy's place is at.
Okay, that
was
was
your
my great-grandmother's.
great grandmother.
When she got too old to do the boarding house, they numbered the logs and moved them down there so she could live on the farm.
Where was her boarding house?
In E-Town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
she
what
fed
was-
the
Your
miners.
great grandmother. So that was your dad's grandmother.
Yeah, his mother. Yeah.
Now I remember stories that my folks
Right, Black
at
Lake,
Linda
yes,
and Lynette
yes.
maybe
Yeah,
lived in that house or lived somewhere.
In the winter,
In the winter.
this has no insulation.
But I remember my folks saying they lived there because they couldn't get up to the farm.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So was
Yeah,
your
the
great
snow.
grandmother still living?
No,
then?
she
No,
was
she
passed.
So
She died in 37, I
okay.
think.
So then they lived there. They were just
She died of influenza, would you believe?
well back then.
Yeah.
They
Didn't
didn't
have
have
anything.
medications when you had diarrhea or pneumonia or whatever you got.
Yep.
And they didn't have.
And the doctrine was, when they had to go to the doctor, it was Dawson. Can you imagine?
Really?
When Danny broke his arm, they had to go clear to Dawson.
I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that. Well, because they had
Isn't that
everything there. They
something?
had a hospital and
Yeah.
everything.
Mom always left her spices and her cookbooks and stuff for the summer, so that everything's still there.
Oh, look at that. Wow. That's really nice. That's so special.
And come look at the irons. These irons are gas irons. My dad was a dealer in those gas irons.
You saw them?
Uh-huh. And I guess he saved 3 miles.
Oh yeah, there's. Oh,
I think it was white kerosene or white gas. And we listened to the fights on that old radio right there on Friday night. I remember sitting around listening to that. And if you remember, you're probably too young to remember, but this is how we used to have to do pins.
Oh, for inks? Yeah.
Uh-huh,
I don't
the
remember
ink.
that. Dip pin. Dipping it in.
I remember when I was real little, India ink.
And this.
And I got into a bottle of it when I
Oh,
was
Lordy.
about 2 and got it all over myself.
what is this photo over here?
That's the old school.
That's the school.
That's the school, yeah, before it burned down.
That's the school.
Yeah.
And those handles on that
On
piece
the
of
buffet.
furniture reminds me of my mom and dad's their with the mirror and the the drawers.
The dresser
The
drawers.
dresser drawers, but the handles and even their chest of drawers, the handles are like that.
Yeah.
That must have been the style.
Did you see the dresser in here?
See the dresser.
This was my room.
This was your room, okay?
And see the big closet?
Yeah, Carly's clothes and oh my gosh, and look, we still have some old games and look at the old books and everything.
I found where my mother paid $1 a month to buy that typewriter.
A Corona typewriter.
Oh my gosh.
Bought it in Raton. But this old desk has been run. This was our encyclopedia.
Did you use that in school?
Oh yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
did even in my day.
Yeah.
And this
I
is
had
the dresser.
Yeah, isn't it pretty?
World book encyclopedia.
Dresser, mirror. Well, they call it a dresser when it has a mirror, right?
Yeah. I had a pen pal from Austria, and that little doll is from her.
Judy, what are these little dolls?
That's from my pen pal in Austria.
Oh.
She and I lost contact after college, but I think she's a doctor over there. No, that's her. That's my pen pal. Mm-hmm.
That's so neat. Look at that.
And my dad made that little toy chest for me. You can open it. It's still got toys in it.
Oh boy, you kept all that. There's Judy's toys.
And my kids,
Yeah.
of course.
It's like, just look at that telephone.
We didn't use it like Grandpa did.
Okay.
Grandpa had the milk cows.
Okay, so
The
you
brown
had milk
Swiss.
Oh.
He had brown
Okay.
Swiss. So they milked on that side, I believe. Fed on that side. You'll have to watch your step. This was the old poop,
Yeah.
and you pooped it out that door.
Yeah.
But they had horses and cows up here. The calves were downstairs.
Okay.
The loft is a hay loft. And here's some of the containers that ship the cream. Over here.
Trinidad Creamery, Trinidad, Colorado.
Yeah, and those were shipped by mail.
Those were the ones that were shipped by mail
Yes.
from the mailman. You had to pick them up anyway.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You have to watch where you're stepping because there's all ups and downs in here. Burke, you give a better history of the barn.
Well, all of the lumber came from the East Moreno ranch over up there. And it took 2 years to build it. He never did tell me when it was built. In 1937, it's carved on the board over here. This side was the dairy, and this was a separator room. And the pigs was kept on this side. You see the 3 lower doors below. Pigs, calves, and the chickens. Chicken roost still in there. And the concrete pillars run the whole length of it.
Dang.
And as you walk through here, there's all sorts of interesting little artifacts everywhere.
Well, those are hay hooks made out of rebar, I believe.
Hanging elk.
Hanging out. Okay.
Hanging elk, but yeah.
Bunch of 'em up there. I'll put that pipe in.
If you want to look in the hayloft, the ladder is right through that little partition on your right.
This straw, clean out the mirror.
Yeah.
Right there?
Like a dummy. I cleaned it out.
And that trolley up on top is how they got the hay in when they were doing it loose leaf.
Uh-huh.
they would have the horses on one end and the hay on the other, and they would load the hay in this whatever one. It's kind of like a rack, and the horses would pull it up, and then there was a trolley, and it then they could release it.
Wow.
We used to play up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, isn't that amazing? It did. Now, who built the barn? Did your grandparents build it?
I don't think Dad and his dad were batching at that time. My grandmother died when Dad was 12,
Oh, okay.
and they had to decide whether to build a new house or a barn.
Yeah.
The barn was more important, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for her, I've got it from last year. Hey, Janet.
Yeah, no, I'm all right. I don't want
There's your old sign.
Yeah.
Here's a good shot for you, Janet. Don't you move. It's I want this to be beside you.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
I knew right where it was.
here's the old milking stool still hanging around.
Oh, it's crazy. Today, yeah, like you were saying, today's the last day.
And here's where the 1937 comes from.
Oh, 1931.
And under all that junk over there is when those scales like was on front of the museum.
Yeah.
It still works.
Yeah.
More fun.
Here's
Huh?
the snowmobile I remember.
Yeah. There's snowmobiles
Yeah,
and
the snowmobile is a couple of years old, Janet.
yeah. Yeah, just a couple.
Skidoo.
My kids all learned to drive a skidoo because that one didn't go very fast. We could let them go on that.
What are all these burlap sacks? Is that correct?
That's how they did the the greenery.
So
These two bins, see, this
Yeah.
boards are backwards.
Yeah.
This is where my dad used to put the wheat
Okay.
and the burlap
And then they would
sacks when they'd sell it.
And they'd fill them up.
Yep. And there's the old brine.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow, that's
I think that was my granddad's.
granddad's.
Yeah,
Brand?
he lost his. His was a bar Y quarter circle.
This looks like a Y and an L.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna steal
Our
this.
brand.
Steal this from her.
Okay, got it.
Stick it from. Just like that.
So that's today's lecture and video. I know it's not like the regular Travels with Dottie stuff, but these things are mostly for the museum, but I put them out there for you to see them too because I find them so fascinating. So when am I going to see you again? I know you know the answer to this question. I'm going to see you again tomorrow.